Greetings fellow modelers. Today, let us look on an incredible model from Fiddlers Green, presenting the Panavia Tornado in the Quick Build series. So, let's begin. Please visit fiddlersgreen.net. You will not be disappointed in what you can get. So, let's talk about the Panavia Tornado. This is in the Desert scheme from Desert Storm. As you can see, we have the missiles, which we won't put on, the stabilizers, the canopy, the nose, the upper fuselage, engine exhaust, main wings, the bottom half of the fuselage. And here we have how to put it together, the assembly details. Paying attention carefully, we're not going to be using the swing wing version. We're going to make it fixed. This, I will show you how you could make it swing wing. So, the tools needed. Of course, X-Acto knife, tweezer, just kidding, many tweezers. Tool, cake decorating tool, toothpick, trust me, these are very handy, and tacky glue from Aline. They don't pay me, but it's very important. And of course, super glue. Don't forget your scissors. These, with a ruler, will make your model so complete. Of course, by now you know I like cutting out all the parts. Cut out some stabilizers, cut out the nose cone, main fuselage, just generally cut everything apart so we can handle everything in bite-sized pieces. Let's begin. For the swing wing assembly, we're going to be doing the main wing panels. After we get rid of the excess, what I'm going to be doing is showing how I strengthen the wing using toothpick, because it really helps. So we got our toothpick, we use our scissors, or you can use the X-Acto blade to cut out the swing wing. We use our tweezer to score it, shave down the toothpick a bit, and put it there as reinforcement. And the only part we're going to glue is the edge of the wing. Press it against a flat board, then we do the gear section, repeat the same to the other half, and we're good. And that's how it's integrated. Not bad at all. So the main fuselage assembly, the main thing I would advise is score as much as possible the areas that are to be folded. So once we score everything, we then get rid of the excess parts. Using your blade, using your scissors, not a problem. This helps because once you start, it's easier to fold everything. You see I use a ruler to fold the lower part. And then the parts which we scored earlier we now bend. Then we're going to glue. Now once we are doing this, we also are going to secure it firmly once we join there with some super glue. Should not be a problem. This should be good. Nice. So once we get everything aligned properly, we then secure in position, of course, using super glue. So now the lower half is taken care of. It looks pretty decent. Now it's time to put the upper half along with the wing integration. So this should be fun. So after we cut the excess, please pay attention carefully to how things are done here. We're going to be attaching the wing to the upper fuselage. Notice where I'm bending. So we do both sides. And then we're going to punch holes where we're going to also punch holes in the wing, as you see, both sides. So we punch holes here and on the other side into the wing. And we're going to use a toothpick to hold both in place. Nice. Let's repeat the same to the other side. And then we make sure it's integrated. And there you have it. That's how it would look. You could swing the wing from this point on if you wanted, but we're not going to do that. We're going to fix it in place, but pretty much this is how the mechanism is supposed to work. So because we're going to fix it, we're going to apply glue, hold it in place. I want mine to be extended. Get rid of the excess. Secure with super glue. And now we're going to attach it to the main fuselage. So this is what it looks like. So take your time and just attach one side at a time. Do not get locked into the fact that it's a box structure. It won't be eventually. We do the back now. Nice. Just a line where you see that red bar, which would signify where the engine would go to the aft. Nice. You see how that looks good? If you like what you see so far, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. Oh, and by the way, please pay special attention because of late I'm hearing some subscribers have been kicked off. I'm not sure why, but you can check it out that you are subscribed for more awesome updates. So let's deal with the engine inlet now. This is going to be interesting. We're going to shade the underside so that it look a little more realistic. And not only this, once we cut out, we're going to shade the underside of the fuselage so that we bend in, color the edge, make it a little more realistic. I love the Panavia Tornado, especially from the first Gulf War, how it skated along a runway, dropping bomblets. I remember, and how close it was hugging the desert floor. I will never forget that. Also, when they were doing the run in the canyon in Europe, and you saw this massive tail just moving through, I loved it. I loved it back then. Anyway, let's get back to the build. So you see me putting the inlet on. Notice carefully now how I align it. Once it's there, we're going to now glue this part on and secure it. You see how it's aligned right there? That's what you're looking for. And notice how it's aligned right there? So that's what you're looking for. We just repeat the same to the other side. Just check the alignment, the marking of the panels. That will guide you as to where it should be. And then we lock everything in place with super glue. And don't worry if it looks a little messy sometimes. If you look at the actual aircraft, you realize the messier, the better. It's showing actual use in Desert Storm. It wasn't just a nice static display model. This was a model that was in action. Okay, so now we're going to do the spine of the fuselage. Again, we use our tweezer to mark the areas that we're going to fold and glue to the spine of the aircraft. Cut out the part for the tail fin. Now check out this now. This is how I do the canopy. I'm going to cut beyond the line that they're asking for, and then I'm going to put little cuts along the side. What this is going to do is, once I'm forming it, it gives it a more circular appearance. Now to curve it, I'm using the knife handle blade to make a big curve first, and then I use a brush tool to make the curve sharper at the back. Okay, so you're gradually bending it. And now for that part, I'm using the cake decoration tool, and you notice how I'm rolling it. I'm putting curve in both directions. All right, so this would give it a more realistic looking curve instead of it just looking straight and flat. Now once we get that, you see how easy it goes together now? Check this out. And now that's how it looks a lot more curve-like, because we have put cuts in both sides as well as the length. Once that looks good, we just apply glue to the areas here, and then we just lock it onto the spine. Glue everywhere, flip that around. And bam, there we go. We make sure we align it properly to the mark that's on it. Once we secure, we use super glue to lock it in place. Tack and lock, tack and lock. And then we just repeat the process for the other side and work our way all the way down to the tail area. Careful not to glue the area where the tail is going to go together. Just be careful with that. And we lock it in place with the super glue. Nice. And there you go. Pretty decent looking. So now the tail fin. This is a prominent feature of the Tornado. We score along the center line. We cut the tail out, fold, and now we're going to put a cut in the base. Right. You see I put the toothpick, which is shaved down, okay, to make it flat. We're going to glue to lock that in place, and then glue only the edges around the tail fin, so that we're trying to hide the fact that we use a toothpick. So it's just the edge we're pressing down. We're not pressing down on the area where the toothpick is. And then we simply cut the tail out. Nice. We look at where the insertion would be for that. Put the blade, glue to the edge, and then we're going to put it in. Beautiful. Let's lock this up using super glue once we establish that it is vertical, it's 90 degrees, it looks proper. Let's lock everything up now. Super glue. Other side. Bam. Good to go. Let's tackle the stabilizer now. The stabilizer assembly, look, you see that mark right there? We're going to put a hole here. Then we're going to flip it over and put a hole on the other side. And then we're going to put a toothpick through. Now, although you see me have this whole length here, you're going to cut your toothpick short, yes? So although it's out, we're going to cut it a little shorter. Then we're going to screw at the base of the stabilizer. Check out how I make the fold here. You notice the area that they said to fold, I'm folding up first before I cut that excess off. It's more difficult to fold when all those pieces, what I'm cutting off now, is not there. It's easier for me. So now that we have it, we can fold it now. See, it's clean, it's clear. We'll fold there, apply glue to the edge only. Good. Put glue here, and then we can slide on. Remember, check the alignment. You see that mark there? That's where the tip of that stabilizer stops. Remember, cut your toothpick short so it doesn't punch through the stabilizer. And notice the mark again? That's where it stopped. And there you go. Nice looking stabilizers. Awesome. So the nose cone, it seems simple enough. Let's tackle it. You notice it's square right here. So we're going to cut this first. Notice that where the base of the nose is, it's going to be square, but it finished rounded. So here we're rounding our thing. Put it together, and then we cut the cone out now. We roll like we did like for the F16 and the other models you can check out. Now flatten it, make sure. Now check out what I'm going to do here. You see I'm bending the things inward. It's a little trick to help it to form with the nose. Put a little glue, but then I'm going to color the edge of the cone with my black watercolor pencil. Make it a little more realistic. Align where the joints are. Nice, and then we secure it in place. Now, you see that circle and you see the square? We're going to try and bend it to be more like the nose we're joining. So we just angle it a little bit there, and then we put on. And there you have it. Yeah, almost completed Tornado. We checked, it looked good. So we're going to go and glue in place. Good to go. Let's give it some tailpipe engine exhaust. So this is straightforward. You cut out, you color the inside so it looks realistic enough, and then you put into place. So we curve in, then we color. Even after you do this, you're going to color the edge, okay? Then we glue. Nice. We check. Now you notice it can't fit, so we have to curve the tail end. If you look at the actual aircraft, it's actually curved at the tail. And then you check it's good, so you're going to put both engines in, glue into place. Nice. First one, good. Second one, even better. The one model I wish I could get, but I know I can't, would be the Halinsky Tornado. If that was possible, man, that would be something. So let's deal with the Pitot tube. It's just a simple case of shaving down some toothpick, whatever, and then you put in, and then just secure with super glue once you get it there. See? It's nothing much, it's just scraps really, but it really adds. Secure it, make sure it is straight and level, and then you color at the end of the day. And this is your model. Not bad. Fiddlers Green did it again with the Panavia Tornado. Loving it. And there you have it. Presenting the Tornado. I want to thank all my Patreon sponsors who helped bring this video to you. Micah, Steven, Keisha, Sim, and Chip. Scott Finn, if you will. So, until then, my friends, take care, walk good, and as always, one love.